Today we continue looking at the errors in the Qur'an surrounding the Christian doctrine of the Trinity. So far we have seen that the Muslim concept of the Trinity is based on false teaching in the Qur'an and the tafsir, which claims that the Trinity is three gods. We saw that this is not what the Bible teaches at all, nor has any Orthodox Christian ever held to such a heretical view of God. We also established that teaching elsewhere in the Quran and the Tafsir, inferring that Mary is part of the Trinity, is also false. As before, we begin with the Islamic claim, based on, for example, Surah 4, that the Quran is the infallible word of Allah, that it was revealed through the Prophet Mohammad, and that because of this, it cannot contain any errors. Ayah 82 says this: Do they not then reflect on the Quran? Had it been from anyone other than Allah, they would have certainly found in it many inconsistencies. This is a bold claim, yet we have seen already that specifically concerning the Christian doctrine of the Trinity, the Quran does contain errors. Today we will look at additional passages in the Quran, this time implying that the idea of Jesus being the Son of God means that Allah had a consort called Mary, and that she was the sister of Aaron. First, let's look at the Quran's claim in Surah 6 that Mary was God's consort. Ayah 101 says this: He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. How can he have children when he has no wife? He created all things, and he is the all-knower of everything. The context in the verse is a wife or a spouse. So the Quran wrongly implies that the term Son of God means that God had relations with Mary and bore a son with him. However, the Bible teaches that Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary. Christians have always believed this. Now let's look at the Quran's claim that Mary was the sister of Aaron. Surah Maryam says this: Then she brought him, the baby, to her people carrying him. They said, O Mary, indeed you have brought a mighty thing, O sister of Aaron. Your father was not a man who used to commit adultery, nor your mother was an unchaste woman. The problem here is that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was not the sister of Aaron. In fact, Aaron was born about 1500 years before Mary. This fact highlights a further serious error in the Quran. This concludes our short series on errors found in the Quran concerning the Trinity, and it raises questions. For example, why do Islam's primary sources contain such serious errors concerning the Trinity? And how could it have got it so wrong concerning the timeline between Mary and Aaron? Where did these errors originate? Were blatant lies perpetuated? Or was the human writer of the Quran simply mistaken? And since this demonstrates that the Quran is not in fact infallible and cannot therefore have come from God, we must ask who wrote it and why. Getting it wrong is serious because concerning the way of salvation, the Quran teaches the opposite to the Bible. Jesus says that he is the way, the truth, and the life. The Bible expressly teaches that our good works cannot save us, and that forgiveness of sin and eternal security in heaven are found only by trusting in Jesus' finished work on the cross on our behalf. Dear listener, please pray to God, asking him to lead you into all truth. And please consider listening to number 1 in the series, What is the Gospel? And number 4, Is the Trinity Biblical? Until next time, God bless.